track server. However, the auto track server is making a 400. It's so that's meaning HTTP status code is not handled or not allowed. And that is one of the typical examples that you can circumvent with a BrightData infrastructure. So if you go to the list of HTTP status codes, right? If so the 4.0 always belongs to the group client error. The request cannot contains bad syntax or cannot be fulfilled. In this case, yeah, for example, the 401 is also a typical one that you're being blocked because you're forbidden by the web server nodes that you are a scraping bot and will not allow you. Okay, so we have the code. So now the idea is then to build in the BrightData infrastructure. So first we go to make a zone. Then we have to go here. Yeah, first thing is to make a zone here. So we're going to say add a zone. Then you can choose what zone you want to try. Maybe residential is a common one to use. You can even scrape yeah, through the mobile phones of users on the planet, which is a cool feature. So the mobile is much more expensive than the residential. So normally from a good strategy is of course to start cheap and then if needed you go more expensive. Yeah, so but it's actually quite cool that you're able to scrape via mobile phones. So this is one of the features that is not available in your VPN, of course, for those that scrape via VPN. There are also two more advanced features, a web unlocker and search engine crawler. By the way, the guest lecture, of course, is now, you can see it also back if you want to replicate. In this case, there's also an option to enter the website that you, and then BrightData will suggest the best strategy. Yeah, so there are 6 strategies to follow and how to pick. So you just type in auto track or auto scout? Auto scout. Then it says custom. It says recommended residential. So of course, BrightData has a lot of profiles from a lot of people that scrape or access websites. So it suggests a residential one to use. So maybe it can also be done with data center. Yeah, nevertheless, it can be that BrightData recommends this one because then it will earn more money, of course, because this one is much more expensive than data center. So we give a name to the zone. This will be then, I will give it the zone name, which is similar to auto track so that I will not forget. Oh, sorry, auto scout. So, so on Monday morning, it's always difficult to come back to work, of course, a little bit. Auto Scout 24 zone. Oh, it can only be, it's too, what's the problem? Too long? Oh, Auto Scout 24 demo. Like that, and then exclusive. what is this? Exclusive gips type. So of course there are many features yeah, that you perhaps you don't realize or know what they mean with it. So that's normal. That's happening now to me as well. So actually I don't know what it is. So but you just can, in that case, just leave default and you can always change afterwards if needed. So the objective is to make it work and that it runs quickly, of course. Okay, then we're going to add the zone, I think. Oh, it's already there. Somebody already made the zone? I think you already made it and you're making jokes with me, right? Oh, can't have capital. You're not that quick. But I don't see AutoScout 24 demo actually. No, but I mean, I was suspecting that one of you already made the zone, but it's not there, right? I only see AutoScout 24 demo Rob, not AutoScout 24 demo. That's strange. Nevertheless, now we have the zone. So note that compared to, there are some other zones there. Yeah, please do not turn off the zones. I'm not sure if you have a right to do that. I guess so. But yeah, now we have a zone that you can try to make it work, right? So now we can, and you see the amount of money involved with this zone. So that will be, according to the contract, it's $0 per gigabyte. So if you go start scraping images, of course the size of the data will increase substantially, and also the price that you have to scrape normally. So for example, after having done the master and you have to pay for yourself, then it can be quite expensive. So remember from the demo that there were also options then to avoid the scraping of the images. So you can turn that off. So then we have to go to the code. So how to change now the code here that it will browse via Luminati. First, I have to start off the LPM, of course. The Luminati proxy manager. This is probably the name has changed because this is probably the old name before the company changed to BrightData. So you need to have it running as well on your laptop, of course. It will open a shell. You will get some notices or warnings. However, yeah, if you are not getting any serious errors, then it will be okay, I guess. It automatically opens the browser because the proxy manager is managed via the browser. Then you get this interface. So this is the interface where you can select the zone that we just created, and then you get a port, and the port number you have to include in the Python code, so that the Python code knows which port to connect to. So in this case, you will need to add a new zone. Where we do that? Add new proxy. This small button here at the top. So as you can see there, I already have many zones actually. So I'll just add a new proxy for this. What it's showing then? It's showing Luminati or external. Now you will just. It's also possible to use the proxy manager without using BrightData. So the proxy manager is a gratis software that you can run and use it on your computer. So if you have your own infrastructure or your own VPN and stuff, you can still use the LPN Luminati proxy manager, but then you use external. In this case, you use Luminati. Maybe in the new application, which I did not download yet, maybe it's called BrightData. Then you can pick the zone. Now here it is. Of course. Now I see the two names. So AutoScout24 Demo and Demo Rob. Right, so that makes sense. So I will pick Demo Rob. In this case, you see again the features of the zone, the BrightData zone. So you must now imagine that you are kind of selecting which computers or which infrastructure to use in the world. Are you using residential? You're using computers from people at home. So people like you and me that have perhaps a PC running at home, and they have a little bit bandwidth. It will be used for the scraping. So you can also use it for mobile and other stuff. So this is a very powerful mechanism, right? Because yeah, you're able to operate through many computers that you do not own, but that are of many people. You can also specify the country, for example. So if you want to do it in Argentina, yeah, be my guest, or in New Zealand or Netherlands. Normally BrightData prefers if you choose country close, like Germany or Netherlands. However, you're not limited. You can use all the machines in the world. A set of permissions is then residential country resolution, a group of exclusive residential IPs. I will just leave it for the moment, expecting that maybe defaults will already make it working, the prototype. Then we have this preset configuration. You get all these schemes that were partly also discussed in the guest lecture, perhaps last week by Shane. So you can, default one is long single session. So then you will get one computer, for example, one in New Zealand, and then you will try to keep it as long as possible. So if you have many requests, you want to crawl to many web page URLs, it will do as many URLs in one single computer. You can also do rotating. So then you have, for example, you can pick a pool of like 2,000 computers in New Zealand, and then rotate over these 2,000. So you send the URLs that you want to crawl to, and you allocate them to rotating IP addresses of these computers. Now, then there's a spooky feature, automatic unblocker. Yeah, you have many different possibilities, as you can see. You have also one for online shopping, because many customers of BrightData, they are, for example, they work in e-commerce. So then they have strategies that people of e-commerce will recognize. Yeah, you can also make a custom one that you define yourself. Now, for the moment, just let's pick default, but you can pick many things here. Yeah, and you will be working in development teams. So of course, you are 4 or 5, can also be interesting. Let's strategically divide the strategies. So that, for example, Marie-Claude will do rotating, Jean-Marie will do automatic, maybe Patricia long availability, etc. Right? And Harry will do random user agent. So then you can discuss. Of course, you can do timing of your scrape. So you can see which strategy will be more efficient for Funda or for another web page. And then it will be cool. Then you really show that you, maybe some strategic plan. Now you can control this very expensive infrastructure over the world. How will you intelligently operate it and get advice for stakeholder, in this case Frederick, so that stakeholder knows he wants to do it as cheap as possible, of course, maybe as fast as possible, different criteria. You're at the master level, so you can make up the criteria yourself that are important there, right? And discuss in the sprint planning, for example. So maybe then you got a little bit of fun element in your team and you're looking forward, I'm doing this one, but maybe one of my team buddies is doing another one, and then we can compare. There's also possible to use pool size. So pool size means the number of computers that you are using in the world. So by default it's 1. Nevertheless, if you pick here, for example, rotating, I think rotating you will use a fixed pool size of 200 or something. You can also pick. You can also determine scraping strategy over different countries. So you can specific. You can check any. You can specify Netherlands. Maybe inside Netherlands, you can even specify province. So if you're able to find out where the Funda server is actually residing, in which province in Netherlands, assuming that it's maybe placed in Groningen, then in Groningen perhaps you will get the fastest response, your fastest scrape results. So these are things you can play with. Okay, let's save it. So now I have a new thing. As you could see, it was allocated port 24009. Yeah, and then if you hover on it, you get some explaining text. There are also some very small tiles here. You can delete it, you can duplicate it, refresh it, or open browser. I think now you can also get an image. You get a message here. You also in your shell you get a message like port 24009 is ready. I guess it also will work on a Mac. So, but of course we want to know if it runs well on your Mac, right? Okay. Next thing is then you can, as you can see in the last column, you see a number of requests that has been made by the proxy through the proxy. In this case, only one request. At the bottom, you see a panel, an overview panel, because since I have many proxy ports, it also shows information of other ports. In this case, you get Loom test. So Loom test is something that BrightData always does automatically. In this case, you can see you get a 200, so it was a success. Loom test is just a website that is, I think it has been set up by BrightData. and it yeah, so it's just a test if you're able to connect to that website, and then you're supposed to get a JSON back. So in this case, it will be a 2 or 100, of course. Normally this test succeeds always. In the last column, you see the date when it was been done. Now, if you want more details, you can also double click on the zone. Then you get the logs. So there is a lot of place now for other requests. So imagine you have your scraper running in Python. Then there will be many, all the calls, all the pages where the scraper calls to will come here in this panel. And then you will see the status codes that it gives back. Now all these panels have been discussed by Shane last week, I guess, in the guest lecture. So one important field is this one, the rules. So here you can, for example, specify I want a new rule. For example, if I get a 400, then I want to try on the computer of somebody else. Yeah, it was very easy to specify here. Oh, now I have twice. So this is all interactive. You're just working here. Select a status code, for example. Then you can say, they also have this template. If you get the 400 or 500, then I want to do something. If I get, can I type here as well? If I get the 400. So if I get a 400, then I want, for example, to retry with a new IP. So then I suspect that I'm being blocked. So AutoTrack, it discovered that I am a robot, a scraping robot. And then yeah, I can give back the computer to the data, to the BrightData infrastructure, so that it's being freed. And then I will just pick another computer from the BrightData. Now there is here a button to test it. Get back 200. So that looks good. So it's quite easy to operate, but of course it's also needed to understand a little bit, right? So it is complex engineering work. So because you have to realize that you have several components are running on your own laptop, and then you have many computers in the world, and finally you will reach the server of the company, in this case AutoScout. AutoScout 24 can also have many servers themselves. Then you have to go back, so it automatically changes the things here. At the top, you see the things that we indicated in the wizard before, but you can change them all here. So if you change, for example, to rotating IP, then the targeting computers will be more important. So there's somewhere a place where you can specify the number of the pool size. In this case, pool size is disabled. But for example, it's cool to have, I want 1,000 computers. Let's try that. Then you have a pool size of 1,000 computers that BrightData will reserve for you, that you can use as a network to attack the AutoScout servers. Then you can specify the maximum number of requests. Now you can also say, I'm gonna try maybe 3 times. Or you can even try 20 times from the same computer. So there are many options here, of course. Sometimes there also appear new options. Okay, so if you want to go back, you just click on overview, I think, and then you now see that the number has increased to 3 because we did some testing with the rules. You can also open then, for example, a browser that will, so a browser that will, if I now open, oh, then I get a message here, update. So I'm maybe 600 versions behind, but I don't care for the moment. Which maybe it's better to just stick to the latest version, of course, because then you will have the most newest features. So since you all downloaded last week, everybody of you will have the latest features. So maybe you have things that I don't have here. So we check here now. Now a browser has been opened. Yeah, because I pushed that button. So now I can browse the internet, but I'm not browsing via my own computer. I'm browsing via Zagreb in this case. So BrightData got me this computer with this IP address, country HR, so that is Croatia, right? And then organization name, not sure, Optima Telecom. City of Zagreb, the coordinates where the computer is residing. Yeah, so now you can just browse the HVA from Zagreb, which is interesting. See if it works. Okay, so you can also, yeah, for e-commerce can be interesting, of course. Also, if you want to just, yeah, if you want to know how our web server responds in anonymous way, without knowing your cookies and your profile, you're likely to get other results, of course, of the web server. Also, that's also one of the reasons that in Google, for example, in Google, yeah, everybody uses Google, but if you type in Jos Verstappen, I will get different results than you probably, because we all have different cookies and profiles, right? And the search engines of Google use that. So if you want to have anonymous search results, then yeah, you can use. This is an important thing, that you are going through anonymous computers in the world. Now we have set up the zone also locally on the computer, on our laptop. So now we have to indicate to the Python software that we are going to use this port.